Am I the a-hole for going home after my sister lied about her dog's whereabouts? My sister has a pair of obnoxious golden retrievers who my wife and I don't like at all. I find they won't leave me alone and are generally in our business. We don't want to be around them. I don't let them at my house. I hadn't seen my sister in a while and we arranged a visit to her place where she could visit with her nephews, 1 and 3. On the phone I confirmed that she would keep the dogs in another room or have them at another location. My wife, kids and I show up after a 2 hours drive and the dogs are there and she is refusing to put them in another room. I told her you said you would. She just responds it's their house too and I'm not going to cater to you at the expense of them. I stood there, shook my head and said alright bye. She goes are you serious? Said sure am, got in the car. Took the family to the park and did a little shopping in the area then drove home. She continuously blew up my phone trying to get me to come back. When I asked if she was locking the dogs away she said no. So I hung up. Am I the a-hole for refusing to share my college fund with step-siblings? I, 19F, recently found out that my stepmom, 40F, wants me to split my college fund with my step-siblings, 17M and 15F. My bio mom set up the fund for me before she passed away and it was meant for my education. I love my family and they are important to me but I've been saving every penny and working part-time to contribute. My step-siblings have their own funds set up by their bio dad and I never expected to share mine. My stepmom insists it's about being a blended family and treating everyone equally. I'm torn because I want to be fair and don't want to start drama in my family but I feel like this fund is my lifeline for college. AITA if I stand my ground and keep the money for myself? Edit. Thank you for your kind responses, although I think a lot of people are assuming things about my stepmother and dad. She has been in my family for about 4 years now and has been almost like a second mom to me the whole time. Although obviously she won't ever replace my bio mom, I genuinely don't think that she has any malicious intent. I will be talking with her and my dad about it tomorrow to tell them I definitely don't want to share the fund. I will put the update on my profile as to not flood this sub. Am I the a-hole for crying when my family were laughing at me? My parents were having a party at our house and there were a bunch of people there. It was really loud and I, 15M, don't like loud noises. Everything was just a lot and I wanted to go to my room but my parents didn't let me. I was sat in the dining room in the corner. There's like a chair in the corner and then a big cabinet next to it so if I sit in the corner people from the side can't see me, because that was the only room downstairs with the least amount of people. My sister, 18F, came over to me and started talking to me. She told me to get up and join the party and stop being antisocial. A few family members came over because they hadn't seen me much and they asked if I was hiding from them. They told me to come party with them and they started asking me weird questions like if I have a girlfriend or if I have a crush on a girl. They started laughing at me and making jokes about me not having a girlfriend, even though I don't want one because I think all of that romantic stuff is gross. I started crying because they were all laughing at me and everything was just really loud. They all walked away and my sister shouted at me because she said they were only joking. But I don't understand how it's a joke. I don't get most jokes though, to be honest. My mom and dad said I made everyone uncomfortable and I'm too sensitive and my sister said I'm an asshole because they were only joking and that I should grow up. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend's kid I don't intend on being her mom? Context: I've, 34F, have been in a casual long-distance relationship for 2 years with Matt, 40M. I set boundaries at the start of our relationship. We will never live together, he will not be involved with my kids or family, I won't be involved in his. My kids have a dad that's very active in their lives and we co-parent amazingly. The relationship I have with Matt is just that, with him. Matt agreed to these terms. Everything has been great. We never argue because we have nothing to argue about. We have our separate lives and when we're together it's like a break from the real world. Matt is relocating closer to me because he's grown tired of the city and wants to live in a more rural place like I currently live in. He will still be roughly over an hour away so it's within comfort. His daughter Ava's 12 and he was unable to leave her home as his mom had a slip and fall and wasn't comfortable watching Ava while she was on heavy medication. She just wants to rest. He wasn't comfortable leaving her at the hotel alone so he asked me to watch her. I agreed and we both understood it's a one-time thing. He tells Ava I'm an old friend but I'm guessing she's heard my name before. It's not a traditional American name, because of what follows. She was being hateful to my daughter Rose, 11, making fun of the blemishes my daughter has on her chin. I asked Ava if she wanted to go to the basement to play any of the games down there. She said no so I told Rose to go to the basement. She did. I then catch Ava slowly opening the basement door and I ask her to go to the living room. She refuses and opens the basement door all the way. I tell her she is not allowed down there right now but she's welcome to the Wii in the living room or she can pick a movie to stream. We go back and forth, then I walk to the basement door and shut it. She starts screaming at me that I'm not her mom so don't try to act like it. That's when I told her baby, it never crossed my mind because I have my own kids to parent. I have no intention of trying to be anything to you, I'm just helping your dad. She went to the living room and occupied herself with her phone. I made lunch, served it, she didn't touch it, it was sopita and cheese quesadillas. Her dad picked her up later and when he got back to the hotel he called me about what I said. He said he understands why I said what I said and it is true, but it was out of pocket to say it to her. Am I the a-hole for fat-shaming my roommate because she wouldn't stop talking about how fat America is? I, 25F, am an American who has been living in London for about 6 months now. My roommate B, 23F, has been nice for the most part, and I've even come to enjoy her company. My only issue is that she is always taking jabs at America. To clarify, I don't think America is above criticism, and I have no problem shooting shit from time to time. When I first met her I would laugh along, and didn't feel any type of way about it. However, it's become too frequent, and as time has gone on, I've started to notice an obnoxious air of superiority every time she does this, which really makes me feel like it's not all in good fun anymore. She'll even refuse to believe me if I correct her when she says something untrue, i.e., when she said, "Americans are all so stupid because all of your tests are multiple choice," and I told her that wasn't true. She insisted the schools I went to must be different from most schools in America. I've tried to go along with it, as I don't want to be an overly sensitive person, but it's starting to get on my nerves. All of my frustrations came to a head last night when she started talking about how disgusting it was that America is so fat, a topic I've heard her talk about many times. I was in a bad mood. I still tried my best to ignore her, but she just kept going. I've always had to bite my tongue when she talks about America's obesity epidemic because B is overweight herself. I finally snapped and stopped biting my tongue and said, "Don't you think this is a little ironic?" She gave me a confused look and asked why she would think that, to which I replied, "Well, I'm an American, and I'm a lot thinner than you. This conversation would make more sense if you were the thin one." She absolutely exploded and told me I had no right to make comments about her body. After that she locked herself up in her room, and now she refuses to talk to me. I made some beef stew for dinner tonight as a peace offering, but she still won't acknowledge my presence. I do feel bad about hurting her feelings, but I also feel like she shouldn't dish it if she can't take it.